Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Brother Mawad coming to you again out in the highway and the byway, bringing out this gospel of truth to edify the hopefully back of Yahshua, Israel, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos, who want 2/3 of our people of the impending judgment of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, who were even called God and Jesus, has for great Babylon America. It's always a pleasure to let Esau and Edom, the so-called white man, the devil, the Bible speaks of, know that your end is near. Before we get started here, let's turn the East give over to the How about Shem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Shem, Kakadash. Double honors and teach sellers in the course of greatness, still my bars by the spin of the street. Faithfully, fearlessly feed the sheep of you brothers and sisters to the Shalom. Alright, so here we are, we're back. Okay, back in my hometown. It's good to be back. And a lot of brothers, they're not as lucky with the sunshine, and good weather, to be out on the streets. So they have to do indoor camp. But I'm able to do it on the outside. Now, I think today is what they call Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, we're a whole bunch of Bati boys, in tights and a helmet on their head, run around and grab each other's ass, pretend like they're chasing a doggone ball. And this is supposed to be some exciting thing here in Great Babylon, America. Okay, and I've already seen right around where I live. Okay, everybody's getting all their party gears up, the floaties. Since there's a lot of Northern Kingdom tribes up here, they have the little bowl and the pinatas and all that stuff like that, and they spend a whole lot of money, okay, for this doggone one stupid day. Okay, because why? They're embedded in the system of Great Babylon, America, and in the ways, okay, of their wicked oppressor. Let's go into the book of Ecclesiastes 7 and 2, and it reads, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart." So here you are right now. We're coming towards the end. This man is in city after city persecuting, okay, you so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, especially Hispanics and Latinos, getting persecuted. Right now, they're building a bunch of these, DHS bought a whole bunch of these warehouses. In fact, right around about 3.5 miles down the street, where I'm standing at right now, they bought 2 big super warehouses out here in El Paso, okay, that can house each right around 8,500 so-called detainees. And yet still you have all these people walking around, driving around here in their metal coffin with their head up their ass, okay, worried about a doggone NFL game or whatever they call that shit, Super Bowl. Not understanding that right now the doggone devil that the Bible speaks of, right now it's building detention centers to put you doggone so-called Latinos and Hispanics in here. But y'all drive around all proud and mighty, because the issues haven't come to your doorstep yet, okay? And this is the reason why it's not profitable to you, okay, to come and seek the Lord Yahweh Shai right now. But guess who's in the house of mourning? Guess who's in the house of watching, okay, the moves of this devil? Guess who's looking at the information that's in these social media, in the news, dissecting, okay, articles, videos, okay, digging deep, okay, into the mind of this doggone devil, okay? It's the man of the Lord, okay? This place does not profit us. This place does not benefit us. But what we do know is that we're drawing near the time, okay, where the Lord Yahweh Shai, okay, is going to increase these judgments. The Lord is already visiting this place. Okay, in fact, let's go into the book of Matthew. Let's start off with verse 35. Okay, where the Mashiach was talking about how he don't even know the day that the Lord Yahweh Shai, okay, is going to bring about the end, okay, of this current kingdom as we speak right now. It says, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only." Because if he knew, he would have already told us. Remember, he's sharing the secret with the prophets. The other apostles and them, they would have already known. And then they would have told us. Okay, so then we would have passed that information on to everybody. Such and such a day is when the Lord is going to come back. But you know why Lord Yahweh Shai probably did not reveal it? Obviously, that part of it, or the element of surprise, is how the Lord wants to deal with his people. Okay, is He wants to test your faith because our people had a habit of when we already knew, okay, that we were going to have, that there was a repercussion for doing wicked things. We just simply would just, or make an offering. We would intentionally do wickedness. If we knew that Yahushua was going to return December 1st, 2035 at 4 p.m., everybody would be out there committing all kinds of wickedness, living out all the most devious fantasies that you could think of, okay, until November 30th, midnight. Then you start to clean your act up, okay? And that's our nature, man, okay? Think about it. Before we came into this truth, before we came into this war, we were doing all the same thing too. We would procrastinate, we would take advantage of a loophole or a situation, and that could be in your house with your parents, where, if your father isn't around, you behave extra bad. But if he's around, you kind of like, you humble yourself, okay, because he was the one that's going to, put that whooping on you, okay? So we by nature, as rebellious children, okay, would do that, all right? So the Lord have it set up in a way that, you have certain men that walk by faith, that is out here doing the work as commanded, okay, and, have a patience to understand that even though you have the wicked seem to be winning, because right now they're about to put up these data centers, okay, you're seeing a lot of persecution taking place, where beforehand they used to like, they would, kind of like hide behind the scene, the hatred. Now they're not even hiding behind the scene right now. And in regards to what Obama did concerning, what's his name? Not Obama. Trump did concerning Obama. Let me look in this camera and tell you, we don't care. Okay, Obama is not a Hebrew Israelite. He's a doggone Hamite. He's a Hamite. All right, so we don't care. You're not insulting so-called black people, Trump. Okay, you insulting the Africans. So you doggone Hamites, you doggone dusty, crusty, stinking Africans out there. You all should be the ones insulted because we don't consider, or we know Obama is not a Hebrew Israelite. He's not from the tribe of Judah. He's not from the tribe of Benjamin, Levi, or any of the doggone tribe. Okay, this is a friggin' sodomite. Okay, who picked by the elites to go and dim the minds of you damn people out there. So we don't give two shits. You should have just made him look a damn gorilla with the AI video. Nothing. It means absolutely not a damn thing. All right. So there it is, right there. It says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, leading up to the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark." So the women were continuously being whores. The dudes were continuously being faggots. Okay, people are out there committing adultery. They're going out there and eating all the abominable food, doing all sorts of wickedness and partying. And believe me, they partied during the days of Noah. The civilization of Noah time was very advanced. Okay, very advanced. Okay. And archaeologists, they proved that when they dig up certain things, that they had a kind of technology that was like a natural technology. Okay, so these people were very advanced, and they had a very advanced entertainment and stuff going on like that. So when Noah was out there building his ark, okay, prophesizing about what was about to take place on this earth, okay, these people look at him the same way they look at us. Like, what the hell are you talking about famine? Okay, because you can look around anytime right now in Great Babylon, America, and see people walk around with three levels of stomach, man. You got these morbidly obese women that walk around really proud, like a man's supposed to bow down to their doggone to their knees to ask them to marry me, so that they could just get even fatter. Okay, you got the children completely out of order. You got doggone teenagers can't even wash damn dishes, man. Can't even wash dishes. You got the dogs leading these damn people. Right in the back of me is a doggone some animal friggin' clinic or whatever the case of that. People lifting the damn dogs, and big old fucking dog, they lifting the damn dogs to go walk them to the damn door. That dog has got 4 legs, man. Let that damn dog walk. But it just shows you how simple and retarded people are in this freaking doggone nation, man. Okay? So they give more credence, okay, to things that doesn't add no value to their life or don't bring any type of salvation to them, okay, over the fact that you have the man of the Lord standing right here on the most busiest road in this part of El Paso, and nobody stopped by to even ask a double question. Okay? So it says, "I knew not until the flood came and took them away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Okay? So it's gonna be like very dramatic, because the Lord likes drama. He likes things to be dramatic. Okay? So these people, as they live in the house of jollity and mirth, you know, getting ready to go play there, you know, the supermarket right now, the parking lot is packed, because people now going to get their popcorn, their beer, you know, pizza, you know, frozen pizza, and all kinds of stuff. Okay, we're going to start the whole process of what? Celebrate these vain, doggone pagan, narcissistic, heathen holidays that has nothing to do with you doggone so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos. It got nothing to do with y'all. Okay? Let's talk about, you know what I want to go into? Because the one thing that you see constantly on the videos, like TikTok, Instagram, what else? YouTube and all that, is people talking about the lack of job, the lack of the ability to pay your bills and stuff like that, and they're all stressing the hell out. Okay, why you think you're stressing out like that? Let's go into this here. I wanted to bring this up because I hope Lord will like it find it. Let's see if I can find it here. Give me slack here. Let's see if I can find this. Okay. It said, okay, this is Ecclesiasticus 14:3. It reads, riches are not commonly for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money? So when you envy, that means you envy what somebody else has. Okay, if you're envious. And our people have a lot of envy, okay, for their oppressor. They have an envy for the so-called white man or the Edomite. Okay, they have an envy for Esau. So every time a nigga get $2 dollars in his pocket, when I say nigga, that includes the doggone men, women, okay, from the northern and southern kingdom, Hispanic, Latinos, and so-called blacks and Native Americans. In this society, in Great Babylon, America, we mostly see so-called blacks and Latinos and Hispanic. Okay, so really, I'm going to focus on your asses the most, but this really is geared towards you, especially these desert states. Okay, where more of the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom tribes live. Okay, y'all gonna spend every dime on every doggone whim. So you got Super Bowl Sunday this week. Next week, I think it's doggone something they call Valentine or some shit like that. And then there's always another freaking doggone thing, and another thing, and another thing. And this is what y'all keep spending your money. So y'all keep spending your money to keep up with the doggone Edomites, okay? And then wonder why you can't pay your damn bills. Why 10 or 15 of y'all living in one damn little doggone 1,500 square foot house out here? 10. Living in one 1,500 square foot house. How the fuck is that damn living and shit? Y'all wonder why y'all are broke is because y'all spending your money on doggone celebrating the holidays. Okay, this damn doggone devil. These heathen holidays. And the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, gave you warning about that. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. Because when you have because there's a guideline that we've been given in these scriptures to follow. Okay? So it ain't so much of like the Lord Yahweh, I don't want you to have fun. Okay? And that's what people look at it. When the scriptures say, you know, follow not the ways of the heathens, you know, and they talk about them cutting the Christmas tree and decorating it and all the other stuff. There's a reason for that. It's not that the Lord Yahweh I don't want you to have fun. Okay? But when you take a look at the 12-month calendar of Great Babylon America, every 2 weeks there is some type of event in which if you participate in it, you have to spend money. You want to get a girl, you got to spend money. You want to keep the girl, you got to spend money. And there's all these gift buying. Our people are not in a position here in captivity to afford, okay, to ball with these Edomites. You can't. So this is the reason why you're going to fall first, and why the tribulation is going to be so much greater on us during Jacob's trouble. So here it is today, y'all going to go, and it's going on Super Bowl Sunday, but blowing away your damn money. In the meantime, now you got to go work about 2 or 3 months in order to go and recapture that same money you just spent. Because most of you ain't making no more than $15, $20 or $25 an hour. And even if you're making a little bit more than that, most of your money is going to doggone water bills or, or utilities, and your doggone mortgage at doggone 4 or 5%. That you have for 30 years in a house that's eroding. You can't afford to fix nothing on it. You get car payment. You can't even afford to maintain your freaking vehicle, so you got to keep changing your car every couple of years. Y'all don't see the play, and that's why I feel no pity for any nigga that is out there blowing their damn money stupidly like that. Good, suffer for fucking it, man. You'll learn your damn lesson. Okay, I know I learned my lesson doing it before in the past. All right, so it's not commonly for a nigga to have money. Okay, and the Lord Yahweh Shemar Shai is taking that away in the form of getting these jobs removed. Okay, it's more difficult for Jakes to get hired. Most Jakes don't want to go do the manual labor job out there. Okay, and most of those manual labor jobs are going to be gone because of the fact is that the Northern Kingdom tribe that was doing the jobs, they're running because they're being persecuted by these DHS agents. So guess what? Those businesses are going to close down. Those Edomites that, yeah, they're taking advantage of Jake, but at the end of the day, they were still providing, a means or ways for Jake to have some income. And in reality, that's the Lord Yahweh Shemar Shai. Even though the Lord put us in this state, on this condition of slavery and servitude, He still provided a way that we could actually somehow live. So it's just a matter of how you actually live according to the laws, okay, or the scriptures, okay, that give us a guidance on how we should conduct ourselves in bondage. All right, let's go into Isaiah 2:13. Let's go to Isaiah 13. And let's go to Isaiah 13. Hopefully I can see this. Okay. Isaiah 13. And starting with verse 6. And let's talk about how the Lord Yahweh Shemar Shai is going to destroy Great Babylon, America. Now, when you come out on the highway and the byway, you become a fixture. Almost like, how do I want to say? It's like a tree that stands there. Everybody sees it and they drive by it, so they expect it to always be there. So, when the brothers are out there on the highway and the byway, we've become a fixture. Basically something that people drive by and they can't go, oh, look, honey, look, there's a Negro. Those Negroes stand up there dressed up like ancient priests or ancient, whatever they want to call us, because they look at this stuff here, and they think like we're like doing theater or something like that. Oh, there's a theater going on, all right. And y'all are unwilling participant in the theater that's going on. Okay, it's not going to work out well for y'all. This is Isaiah 13, verse 6 reads, how do you for the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemar Shai is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint and every man's heart shall melt. So these elites ain't no tougher than you. In fact, they're less tougher than us because at least we've been given a precursor, a warning of exactly how the Lord is going to be dealing with this place. Okay, it starts off gentle, and then it gets more and more momentous. I put a video up last night, concerning something called the Newton cradle, in which you have a ball that you take and you bounce it. When you take that ball and you hit the next ball, the energy transfers to the other balls, okay, creating that constant swing back and forth like that. And basically that ball is already in motion right now. So basically what we have right now is a Newton cradle effect that's taking place here in Great Babylon, America, and on this earth. It's not going to stop. And guess who controls that first ball that starts that? That's Yahweh Shemar Shai. He started it. Okay? Continue, it says, and they should be afraid, pangs and sorrow should take hold of them. They should be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They should be amazed at one another, their faces should be as flames. So it ain't only going to be, doing Jacob's trouble, like you have Jake, some who are going to be, man being faint, like women, being crying and being like doggone women. There's going to be these doggone Edomites too, man. You seeing them right now as they losing their job. They've never faced adversity in their life, man. And if you have worked, and I can go into dozens of stories dealing with Edomites at different level and see, at the end of the day, when you take away their so-called perceived power that they have in their mind, okay, they are so fragile mentally, okay? They're very fragile, okay? And you see that fragility right now with these people, okay? Even these men, okay? When they right now don't have it going the way they're supposed to go. They can't deal with a dark day like Jake. They can't deal, okay, with not being taken care of, or having the ability to provide. They're not used to that. Okay? It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and with fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof. Of course, he's going to go over there to what they call the state of Israel, and he's going to destroy those phony-ass, fake-ass stuff. See, that's the demons right there, because people know what you're dealing with up here. They know when they come, when they deal around here, they deal with doggone order. I'm not turning. If you look around here, there's a lot of doggone cars, okay, that is driving by. And this road is doggone busy. And I don't know if you can see it. I can change the angle of the camera, but this doggone road is busy. Okay, it is busy. All right. Now, I'm not going to mess with it so you can see it, but it's busy. So let's go into, and it says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud. Who's the proud? Esau, you might be so-called doggone white man, and will lay low the hardness of the terrible. Who's terrible? Esau, man. Esau, you're terrible. You are doggone terrible. Now you look at this Epstein case that's going on right now, and it's bringing all the secrets of the faggots, which we already know. So it ain't no surprise to us. You know, you got Jake's them involved with it. I think I saw something yesterday where I guess Beyonce lost like about 10 million subscribers because Jay-Z was connected to the Epstein thing. Okay, well, y'all should have unsubscribed from her a long time ago, because she was every picture that she takes, she's holding up the devil symbol. She's showing her allegiance, okay, to Baal. So why y'all even subscribe to her? Y'all gotta wait till she's a link to a doggone dude that supposed to be her husband, okay, that looks like Joe Camel, okay, that's linked to this doggone perversion that's going on over there, okay. Y'all people are too slow, man. Let's go into Jeremiah 30:6 and let's talk about how man will become. Because now I just read to you about these other tribes, okay, especially these Edomites, are going to become like doggone bitches. But then we also have our men that are going to become like that too. Because if you are not bracing, okay, you know, like when you're going to have something that's going to happen, they go brace for impact. If a plane is going down, they say brace for impact if they think that there's a bit of survivability. Other than that, if the plane is flipping out of control, ain't nobody can be saying brace for impact. Everybody in the plane already kind of really figure out they're going to die. Okay? So if you see it coming, you're going to say brace for impact. We see the end of Great Babylon America. We see the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai coming. So we're telling Jakes, brace for impact. That's a great lesson. You know, excuse me for 1 second. I'm going to write that down. What does it say? Brace for impact. Judgments. So that's a good lesson right there. Sometimes you get a lesson out of just when you're doing camp. All right, so let's go into Jeremiah 30, and verse 66. I actually now see where a man doth travail with child. Therefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins. I said, woman in travail, and all faces turned into paleness. That can be a disgusting sight to see, man. All these big, gritsy ass niggas, okay? Big old niggas, man. Big old damn dusty niggas. Niggas you tattoos and you think all bad and tough. Boy, when these Gurga troops, who are not Americans, coming over here, they start grabbing their ass up at their house and beating their ass down. They find themselves isolated, nobody's helping their ass, and they get thrown in one of these doggone detention centers, and you know, or getting just gunned down in the street. Because really, that's what Esau wants to do. Esau ain't looking to friggin' doggone throw you in some doggone detention center where he can feed you 4 times a day. You're not gonna get fed 4 times a day. You're gonna be in there hungry as hell. People around you sick, coughing. You're gonna smell shit all day. Who the hell's gonna clean the damn things? You're not gonna get medicine. You think they're gonna care? Come on, man. It's gonna be horrible. It's already horrible now. Imagine when they have thousands of these built. Who's staffing them? You think the doggone staff give a shit? Okay, so y'all gotta get out of that the mentality of you have rights, so they're gonna give it 2 shits. No, if they put you in one of those damn doggone detention center, they mean business. They mean what? They mean you are an enemy to the state. They hate your ass. They don't like you, and we're talking about the children of Israel especially. So guess what? You should consider yourself. Okay, 2 things can happen. You're gonna die in there, a horrible death of disease. Okay. Or they're going to use some bad diabolical experiment, which they was talking about Bill Gates. okay, down there in Epstein Island, that he was actually doing the experimental stuff down there while everybody's trying to get their dick sucked or some shit like that. All right? He was out there freaking grabbing victims and doing his diabolical experiments. So everybody that went down there did exactly what they're all about. Obama was said to have gone down there and all he was strictly focused on boys. Okay? Trump and them, they like young chicks. You know, when I say young chicks, I'm talking like under freaking doggone 12. Okay? They like that. They don't like women. Okay? So they was doing those things like that. All right? Let's go into Lamentations 4, Psalm verse 9. Okay? And because the Lord is a just God, and this is what he does, because he's done it before, so he's always going to do it again. That which was before is now, which is now. I mean, I know I'm butchering it, roughly paraphrasing, and there's no new thing under the sun. So everything is repeating itself. Okay? This is Lamentation 4, verse 9 says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger, for these pine away stricken through for the want of fruits of the field. Okay, and then they talk about the fact that the women are going to eat. So it's telling you that the starvation is going to be at a point where you can wish you was dead, man. Okay, because you can really, starvation is a very horrible way to die. Your body will keep you alive. Okay, notice it doesn't say anything about dehydration, because dehydration is quick. It's painful, but it's quick. Starvation and malnutrition, however, is going to be a very painful thing. And you people, like you morbidly obese people, if every car right now is to stop on the road and everybody get out, I would say 90% of people are morbidly obese or freaking way overweight. They wouldn't walk, they wouldn't run, diet. Oh shit! They don't ever stop to consider what the hell they're putting in their damn mouth. Just a bunch of gluttonous, greedy, doggone ass, worthless eaters, man. And Charles Schwab, why would I do this from WHO? Boy, they can jack your ass up, you niggas, man. It says, the hands of the pitiful woman had sought in their own children. They were meeting their destruction of the daughter of my people. The Lord had accomplished his fury. He had poured out his fierce anger and had kindled a fire in Zion and it devoured the foundation thereof. So guess what? If he did it to us before where the women had to eat their own children, okay, what do you think he's going to do right now? Because, I mean, this is the final judgment on the children of Israel. From here, when you die, unless the Lord is going to bring you back to go into the lake of fire, when you die, you're going to be resurrected in the kingdom this time around. Okay? Now, there are those of us that will not see death. And that's the mindset of all the brothers, you know, and this some way, somehow we're going to live through it and see all the destruction, and see Esau come down and see Yahushua come pop through the sky. I pray to Yahweh Shemashai all the time, in my mind or in my all loud. I want to see it. I want to see Yahushua when he comes. I want to see what happened to Esau. I really want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see this man gets humble. This is 2 Ezra 16, and we know all of us are not going to get the opportunity to. 2 Ezra 16 and Psalm verse 19. Let's talk about this snare, because nobody thinks about doggone starvation in this state, man. In this place. Okay, shelves are stocked. All that stuff. The only time I saw shelves were not stocked was as much was during a pandemic, or the scandemic as I like to call it. But man, now, these shelves are stocked. They're stocked. Let's go into 2 Ezra 16, verse 19 says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish, a scent, a scourge for an amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So, I mean, the fight, man, Jake, why do you want to wait until it comes on you? Hell to the hell no, man. Okay? I don't want to come on me. How do I avoid it? So, when it was given to the prophets or the elders them to bring it out and how we could avoid it, we took heed. We took heed, man. I don't want that smoke. I don't want the smoke from Yahweh Shah. All right? It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evil grow upon earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. Great confusion because you can argue. Anyone can argue. If you've got food to eat, you got a roof over your head, and things are going okay for you. You can argue and go, well, what the hell y'all talking about? But see, you don't. See, that's not the point, Jake. The Lord provides you. He might give you he'll give you the substance, everything you need. He will give you a little bit of extra, paper. You don't focus on that. That ain't time to relax, man. We're not in a relaxed state. I'm never in a relaxed state. I am never in a relaxed state. Okay? Even if I'm not delirious about making ends meet, like the rest of these people, I am not in a relaxed state because I know there's a wicked presence on this earth that is looking to get someone like me and take someone like me, and do horrible things too. Me and the brothers and the sisters in this ministry or in this truth, okay? So I can never, be in that comfortable state or things is going good. Let me just take off 2 months and, go relax and travel the world and all that stuff. And even if you go some places like that for whatever reason, whether it's pleasure or business or you just wanted to see someplace, whatever the case like that, you always have to be on guard. Meaning what? You take your work with you. So I travel and I go places, but guess what? I always taking my equipment with me to do a lesson or do the work. It's always in the back of my mind. Okay, where can I go? And see, this is what I'm talking about. He did all of that in that little Corvette because he's trying to impress man. And that's the thing about the other dudes in this nation is men who like to impress man or who are man worshippers. Nothing is more solid than a man worshiping nigga man. Okay, or a freaking doggone dude that thinks he has to impress a man. Like, I'm not impressed with your Corvette, dude. I'm not impressed with that. Look, I might have a Corvette. You don't know. I'm not impressed. But that's these dudes, man. That's a demon inside these little boys. Okay? Let's go to Zechariah 13. Let's go to Zechariah 13, start on verse 8. Obviously, we've talked about this many times where the Lord is going to bring out, put down many He's going to put down many jakes and then bring a remnant troop, 1/3. Okay. Now I don't have any news articles, so to speak. Obviously, those I usually use those in during the weekday videos and stuff like that. And we got the same thing going on right now. You got the ICE, the Epstein, and what's today? Super Bowl Sunday. Lord willing, some of them diabolical happens out there. And now we have something to bring lesson about, and that'll be the judgment of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. Okay? This is Zechariah 13, verse 8, it reads, "And it shall come to pass in all the lands of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, 2 parts therein, 2/3, shall be cut off and die, but the third part shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say it is my people, and they shall say the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is my power." Okay, we don't know how that's going to look. Okay, that could be in the form of persecution, starvation, a combination of all three, animal, beasts. It could be a whole lot of things, one way or the other. We're going to be put in a position where we can't rely on our, survival skills and ability. Because you got brothers in this, they're black belt, they know MMA, some are former boxers. You get some brothers who are former military, and military commanders and all kinds of stuff. You got brothers in this who have tactical skills, very impressive shape, good shape. Okay, an impressive shape. You won't believe some of the things that brothers in this ministry can do. But it's never about us to come and look up a camera and make up a video. Okay. Boasting about our abilities and skills. Because at the end of the day, we can't depend on our bow to save us. At the end of the day, we can't depend on even each other to save us. You got to put all your trust and hope in Yahweh Shai. It's just that simple. So when the time comes, even though we might have some of us may have the ability, or all of us may have the ability to put down a lot of these doggone Edomites or whoever come up against us and defend us, ourselves, and maybe those who the Lord Yahweh Shemashai put in charge with us, put us in charge over. At the end of the day, there's going to come a time where you still got to call on to the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai for that power and that ability. You have to, okay? This mortal flesh cannot simply withstand the judgment. And Esau, and what he's going to be committing against us is the judgment from the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Let's go into Jeremiah 49. Okay, now Jeremiah 49 and 20 always talk about what's taking place out there in the Middle East right now. As we know, them kites out there, okay, or them fake phony Amalekites out there in the state of Israel, not the kingdom of Israel, not the kingdom of heaven. Okay, they're warring with the nations that are next to them, and at some point in time, it's going to get real. It's going to get real. Then you are going to see, you know, the troops, them, you know, plane fill up the skies. They start recruitment ramping up, and America is going to be withdrawn. America is going to be drawn. The least of the flock, okay, these Amalekites out there in the state of Israel are going to draw America into a war, which is going to be the beginning of World War III. And America is going to be very, very busy, just like in 2001 when they started that war. And you see, you know, they started ramping up with Homeland Security, all kinds of stuff, a lot of hiring. You know, a lot of contractors made a lot of money, okay, providing, you know, logistics abilities for the American military. So there was a lot of money to be made. This time around, there ain't gonna be a whole lot of money to be made. This is gonna be the survival, okay, of the Edomite kingdom, okay, or Edomite empire. And America is going to lose early on in World War III. They're gonna get slaughtered horribly, okay, which is going to prompt, okay, because it's not going to be like in the past where, you know, they can hide the amount of casualties and stuff that's on the rug. It's going to be very obvious if you have to refill 50 or 100,000 troops right now, okay, that you can that the casualty rate is very high. And they're talking about with these Homeland Security or DHS or the these agents that they're hiring right now for this immigration thing. They're saying that a lot of them are ill-trained, that they've actually slashed the training down by 25%. And as things start to ramp up, you're going to see that slash down to 50%. Or maybe they can have an introductory shit, or maybe you just look on your cell phone and freaking answer a couple questions, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. They're not doing no thorough background check and all that stuff. You got thugs going on out there. So in the military, when they're doing like a doggone, draft and stuff, they're going to get to the point, because right now the training in the military is very, 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 very diluted. Okay, it's extremely diluted, and it's very diluted. So bottom line is that when the time comes, versus instead of the 9-week training that you go through with basic training, you probably might want to be getting 6 weeks. Then it's going to be at 3 weeks. Then it's going to be at 9 weeks training. Then it's going to be maybe 6 weeks. Then that's going to turn into 3 weeks. Then they're going to just bring them in there for a week and then weigh them, give them their uniform, take them out to the range and go fire down the range down there, boom, 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 and put you in a damn plane, okay, and turn you around in about 2 weeks' time. Bodies, it's always about bodies. That's always been the sentiment. Because you people, your sons and daughter lives don't mean nothing to these elites. You're fighting doggone wicked man's wars, okay? Let's go into, okay, so 2nd Esdras 6 and 22 talks about the book of 2nd Esdras 6, verse 22 said, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So when you now have a mass starvation that's going to be taking place, when people go in these grocery stores, they go in these stores and they don't find no food, you can have riots. People are going to be saying, you know what, where's the food, where's the food? So imagine getting killed over a slice of bread. And this is what's going to be taking place, because people are going to go into that mindset of like, hey, yo, if I don't go there right now and partake in what's going on right now with them smashing and grabbing, okay, we're not going to be anything. A lot of you women are going to send your doggone pacified, okay, pussified, okay, man out there to go die. Because you're going to look at them and go, well, honey, we don't have any food in the refrigerator. Okay, you need to go out there. Your man ain't built to go out there to go handle the business. What do you think is going to be out there? You go grab the last chicken and there's someone, you're trying to go to your car, someone's going to be right there with a damn gun and put you in the spirit world, or they're going to stab you. Okay? And some people are going to be stupid enough to go take their kids out there in that fall rain. Oh, come on, let's go, come on. Grabbing the kids, You women are going to be out there because you don't have a doggone man. You're going to be out there. There ain't going to be no wisdom. Okay. And on top, that's just when the trumpet is blown. So it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man hear it, they shall suddenly be afraid. Which is like, it's real. It's real. There is no more food. There's no more logistics. There ain't gonna be no more delivery. Your refrigeration trucks don't work no more. There ain't gonna be no more meat. Okay? On top of the fact that you have a grid goes down, all those things are gonna be taking place. So what the hell do you think is gonna go on? It says, at that time shall friends, not enemies, fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear. But those that dwell therein, the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and 3 hours they shall not run. So why are friends gonna fight like enemies? There's gonna be a lot of betrayal. Leading up to this betrayal, how this betrayal is gonna come. People are losing their job right now. Now, when you have a job, you have friends, and you go out and you eat and you sit out, and maybe on the weekends y'all had a routine where you go and eat and drink. All these other things like that. Suddenly, one friend doesn't have a job anymore, they can't spend, or whatever the case, or they broke. They max out the credit card, or the credit card company, and I've seen this happen. What they'll do is they'll notice that you can't make a payment, and you're spending a lot, so they'll freeze you. They'll take away the remainder of the credit. Let's say you got a credit line of $10,000, but you didn't spend like $8,000 of it. They start to detect that you're in problems. Okay, so they'll look and they'll see if you miss payment on something else, not even your credit card. It could be like water bill or something like that, and it's reported to the collection agency. Immediately, Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion will alert the credit card companies now. Okay, that you're in default, and what they will do is they will not allow you access to the other $2,000 credit line that you have on your credit card. On your credit card, they're going to cut it off. Okay, they're going to cut it off. So now you have $8,000 to pay back, but you have no credit. Okay, so people are going to get mad at each other because they can't borrow money from each other anymore. People are now suddenly being, people can feel disrespected, betrayed. Wait a minute, everything was all good. We were friends when I had things going good for me, but now we're not friends. Boy, people can get it. People can get it. An anger and a hate is very strong when it's your friend. This is the reason why relationship always results in murder sometimes when there's a breakup, because there's a lot of emotional things that are at stake out there. There's a lot of things that are emotional. So when you have a lot of things that are emotional, okay, it is going to create much more passion. So when these people start fighting each other, okay, with that aggressive, it's going to be personal. So it's going to be really, really, really bad because it's going to be personal. Okay? So this is what's going to happen. Okay? And of course they use like the sown place is unsown and the storehouse is empty. That could be a whole lot of things which can also include lack of jobs, lack of resources and stuff like that. And people, when you have a job, you can get resources. When you don't have a job, you probably can't get resources. You have to depend on other people or whatever the case is like that. And people are going to start to part ways from each other because people are going to become a burden. Okay, people are going to start to become a burden. Okay, and a lot of these people have not. You have not experienced being abandoned before, okay? And that's going to be something you're going to have to deal with mentally. I like to go into a lesson with that one these days to try to get a peer view of that, or so how that would look and why that would be the way it is, like that, and why it's very important right now that your mind is built up to the fact that you will probably be alone, okay, during the time of Jacob's trouble, okay? You're going to have to be dealing with that because people, including even members of this ministry right now currently who seem all geared up, they're in camp every week. They seem like really they can flake out, man. A lot of dudes you see standing up next to you in your camp are gonna flake the hell out. They're gonna flake out. Okay? This is Amos 9:8 reads, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord power upon the sinful kingdom, and I will utterly destroy it from the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai." So he's not gonna destroy all of Israel, but he will destroy Great Babylon America, which includes the 2/3 that's going to be in it, these other tribes, and particularly you doggone Edomites. So you Edomites, there is no salvation for Esau. Esau, you're going to perish, you're going to die, your kingdom is going to be destroyed. And I'm here, along with all the other brothers, because it's written in the scripture to tell you that, and I always give you a constant reminder, okay, of your end, all right, which is going to be destruction. Okay, let's go into Ecclesiasticus 13. And I love this particular voice scripture here. Okay. Now I don't really spend much time. I don't spend a lot of time just because I like to make everything a little bit more just right to the scriptures. Okay, and focus on the scriptures and not so much pony show. Okay, sideline stories and stuff like that. So this reason why, yeah, I might appear to be a little on a boring side to you. And that's fine. If you're bored, that's too bad. All right, let's go into Ecclesiasticus 13 and starting with verse 20, and it reads, Ecclesiasticus 13, verse 20 reads, it said, as a proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. The rich man began to fall assault of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away from his friend. When a rich man is fallen, he had many helpers who speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slept, and yet they rebuke him too. He spake wisely and could not have no place. So we, okay, are the poor that speaks wisely. And yes, so people rebuke us, or they don't like us. Okay, when you have the unwise, okay, but wealthy speak, like Bill Gates, for example, came out a couple of years ago, and what did he do? He said to you guys, inject yourself, okay, with this experimental shit. There's a global disease. Tens of thousands of people are dying a day. No evidence of it. You can drive around, you can see it was all bullshit. And yes, so you people roll your sleeve up, okay, and bow down to a doggone dude that didn't even graduate from friggin' doggone junior college because he's rich and because he's a so-called white man. So you have a lot of color-coded mind people. If I were a doggone white man standing up here like that, and I was saying that the so-called white people are the doggone true biblical Jews, man, everybody would be like, oh yeah, cool, and they'd be down for that. Oh yeah, we believe y'all are the true Jews and the true Hebrew Israelites, y'all are the 12 tribe of Israel. Okay, but now that it's coming from the so-called black man, okay, that's not so great. How dare you niggas stand out there, okay, and talk that after all we have done for you. You wouldn't have anything. You'd be in caves if it wasn't for no. We know. These people don't consider the fact is that you people are so stupid. The Lord Yahweh Shai gave you all the ability to rally us up, round us up, crammed us on doggone ship on a ship like sardines, and brought us over here for 4 centuries, 400 years, 7 days a week. How does build your damn kingdom? Because y'all were too dumb to doggone do it. So how the hell y'all can say that y'all were superior, or if it wasn't for y'all, that we wouldn't be anything like that? Okay, see, that's the problem with doggone dumbass people is they don't think about it. We built your nation 4 centuries, okay? 4 centuries. We had all the skills, everything. We did everything for you. This is the reason why you got Jakes that was able to do what they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And y'all wonder, like, how the hell is that possible? Well, Jakes was doing all the accounting for y'all. Jake was doing all of the bookworks for y'all. Jake had all the skill. So, if Jake has all this doggone skill, how the hell you don't think that Jake could have actually not have done what he did? Let's go in the second address, 15, verse 16. Okay. And of course, right now, of course, you know, I'm a spectacle out here. You can see a lot of cars, and I have the camera angle a little bit different this time around. You know, having more focus on me versus showing you the street. And I don't have a two-way thing going here because, well, we don't need to see what the rest of these people are doing right now, do we? Anyways, let's take a look at this on 2nd Ezra 15, verse 16. It reads, for there should be sedition amongst men, invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, now this leading up to that sedition is going to be what? Lockdowns, and just people catching hell. I put up a video last night concerning that, great miseries in Babylon, America. Okay, so there's a process that's going to take place. That process already began because the pendulum is already swinging. Okay, that's going to lead to the sedition, the disagreement that says a man shall decide to go in the city and shall not be able. Why are you not going to be able to go? these cities are going to have restrictions on it. Okay, nobody out of their house after 6 o'clock. Okay, nobody to come into this particular part of this city. Okay, because we have the troops out here. The troops are commandeering the buildings. Okay, we have to have the streets clear for logistics, so we don't want nobody on the highway. Okay, you need to stay on the outskirts, whatever the case is like that. It says, and a man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and destroy their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Now, really dealing with food and dealing with substance. But what else would we call bread? Okay, in America. Okay, we call currency bread. Currency is bread. So a lot of times you call bread. What do you call money in America? Dough, bread. You call it like those things like that. So you get people right now. Isn't that what you call America? Isn't that what you call? It's called dough, right? In America. So money's called dough and bread, right? Yeah. So the brother right there, he just said that, dough and bread. So if you have a lack of dough, a lack of bread, okay, because you don't have a job, guess what you're gonna do, man? You're gonna eventually turn to a life of crime, so to speak. Okay, so on top of the food part, people are gonna be robbing people for dough and bread, man, which is money. So you can't be walking out there, flashing your cash in your hand, like how Floyd like to count those, like the Benjamins and stuff like that. You can't be doing that. So you'd have to walk around with wisdom. Nowadays, it's a great time to walk around with wisdom because you have people right now in some seriously desperate situation, man. Really desperate situation. All right. So this is why you're not gonna have no pity. Here you are, you get food going in your house. Here you are, you manage to save, whatever the case is like that. But your neighbor is about to get their house foreclosed, is about to lose everything. They see you, look at you doing doggone well, nice flashy cars, all that stuff and that. And we're talking doggone around in your neighborhood too. Well, you think cars circling around looking at your house, you think that's they just looking at it and admiring it? No, you're gonna be a doggone target later on, Jake. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be a doggone target later on. You know, it's so simple. You don't know the mindset of a doggone criminal, man. Okay? Let's go into Proverbs 27:1. And we always tell people, stop damn boasting. Boasting. It's all about humility. This is the reason why we always say Lord's will. This is Proverbs 27 and verse 1. It reads, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. We can never boast and say, man, next week, next year. He saw them all about the 5-year plan. What are you going to do in 5 years? How the fuck am I doing? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay? All this other stuff. And that's because, if you don't have that spirit, especially when you go on these doggone job interviews, they ask you these questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Give me a 5-year plan. Why don't we just stick to the current plan right now, which is what? Just give me the damn job. Okay? So they like to boast themselves about what they're going to do this week, next week, and all the other stuff like that. And they try to put that spirit inside of you. And if you don't say the exact thing that they want to hear, then you're not a cultural fit. Okay? So, I would like an Edomite. I like to go to a job interview right now just for a motherfucker to ask me that question. Because I can guarantee you they will not hire me, because I will intentionally sabotage it by telling them what I see in the next 5 years. Okay? And it's not going to be something that they're going to want to hear. All right? So I might do that one. I might do that one these days. Okay? Just as a payback. Okay? For having that shit done in the past. All right? To me. All right? We're not fortune tellers. And in this case here, we, as men of the Lord, we don't tell you what we're going to do next week or even tomorrow. We go, Lord's will. Lord's will, I will make a lesson tomorrow. Lord's will, tomorrow. This evening starts at the beginning of the Sabbath. Now, while you might watch a game on TV. You might even have a beer. But we're not looking at it in the way that these people are. I come out here on Sundays and never see a line of cars like this ever. So what does that tell me? The people, are in this paganistic, hedonistic, mindset in which they're going out right now to go, and celebrate this doggone retarded ass day called, what is it called? Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday. What a stupid name. Okay? And you can see the smirk in these people as they look over here and they laugh. Like laugh? I will be getting the last laugh at your ass. You the doggone dumbasses that are friggin' doggone running to go spend money that you don't have to go friggin' doggone participate in watching, because your fat ass definitely can't go then go run and chase a damn ball. Okay? For the shit. See, I already run a couple miles this morning. Me and my wife. Okay? Because we stay in shape. Alright? But we don't boast. The men of the Lord don't boast. Okay? So let's go into the book of Psalms 91 and start verse 2. The book of Psalms 91 start verse 2, and it reads, I will say of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, He's my refuge and my fortress, my power. In Him will I trust. Who are you going to trust? The Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. You're not going to trust Esau. You're not going to trust yourself. You're not going to trust your brother. Okay? You can't trust your brother. You have one that's worthy of being trusted. But for the most part, we don't trust. I speak for myself. I don't put trust in anybody. So it's going to be Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feather, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler. So your mind should not stray away from the truth. Your mind should not stray away from the truth. If your mind stray away from the truth, then you're not going to trust the Lord. You're going to trust Esau. See, that's a problem right there. Our people are always looking for the doggone oppressor to turn around and change his mind and say, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry what I did to y'all. I'm sorry I hung you from a tree. I'm sorry I beat your ass again. I'm sorry I whipped you. I'm sorry I raped your kids. I'm sorry I raped your wife. I'm sorry I raped you, Jake, male, so-called Latinos and Native American and black men. I'm sorry I raped you. I'm not going to do it again. And that's what our people are looking for, an apology. Fuck your damn apology, Esau. Okay? The Lord has not accepted your damn apology. The scripture talks about the fact that, you weep bitterly, tearfully. Okay, you found no repentance. The Lord don't give a fuck about your damn friggin' doggone you being in a sorry spirit. Okay, you weren't created to do that. Your role is to do wickedness, and when your time is up as a hireling, okay, you're going to be destroyed. Plain and simple, and that's exactly how we feel. And I'm going to speak for myself. Okay, it says, Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day, nor for the pestilence that walk in the darkness, nor for the destruction that wasted at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee. So if you got 10,000, and that's, of course that's metaphorically, because it could be a hell of a lot more, but basically what it's speaking about is a lot of death. What we're going to see is a lot of death. The Lord is telling you, look, you're going to see a lot of death. Baby, kids, animals, whatever. But don't worry about it. People are going to wonder why you got that calm look to your face. Why are you so bold? Why you don't care? Because you understand what the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai said. What did He say? He said He's not going to kill you. He's going to kill all the rest of these worthless ass eaters out here. He's not going to kill you. Okay? These people are not coherent, man. They're doggone the dead that are driving in a doggone casket on wheel. And that's all your car is to you, is a casket on wheel. Alright? And sometimes the Lord will have you crash that car and burn your monkey ass up. Alright? It says, only with thine eye should I behold and see the reward of the wicked, which is these Edomites, particularly, because I was made the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. Okay? Which is wherever you go. Whether you stay in your house or, of course we were told to be like pilgrims, which means what? Don't get used to, where you live right now. No matter how nice your crib is at some point in time, you might have to boogie out of there, man. So that's why health and being healthy is an important thing. Run, walk whenever you can. Learn how to train your body and stuff like that. Eat the herbs. Try to take care of your body. Okay? Because at the end of the day, nobody gives a crap if you're an old person. Nobody's going to help anybody. Nobody's going to show mercy to you. Nobody cares if you're 60, 50, 70 years old, 80 years old. If you have something and they can take it, they're going to take advantage of you and take their shit. Put you in the damn spirit world if you scream too loud. All right? Nobody gives a shit. All right, let's go to the book of Isaiah 65, Psalm verse 12. This is the book of Isaiah 65, starting with verse 12, and it reads, actually, what this is talking about is 2/3 you're going to be numbered to the sword. And as you get numbered to the sword and all the hardship and the tribulation, this is what the elect is going to experience, or the hopefully elect is going to experience. Let's start with verse, therefore will I number you to the sword, ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. So you're choosing the ways of the devil, you're choosing the way you're oppressor, you're choosing the way that these scriptures tell you not to delight in. You still got a bunch of jakes going today to go eat a bunch of pork tacos, pork this, pork that, shrimp this, shrimp that, all kinds of crap. One stop up here to let you know what the dietary law is. An investment in your time to watch the videos. How is it that you have brothers with 10,000, 12,000, 20,000 subscribers only getting on 3,000 views? That's bullshit. As much brothers are going out there, you got brothers putting up videos getting 0 views. So the work is being done. So we understand that the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is blocking. There's only a remnant, very small amount. And we know a lot of you are going to come in at the last minute. You got to feel a raindrop. You got to feel it. You got to see something going down. And the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is actually going to give the certain brothers the ability to show y'all some miracles. And that's when y'all going to believe. Probably y'all going to believe when, someone like me when they come after meals or come after some jakes and I can grab a car and throw it like Hulk, okay, and fuck these damn doggone motherfuckers up. Maybe they for real. Or brothers some can create, food or the pebbles or heal grievous illnesses and a seed. It says, therefore, thus said the Lord, power, behold, my servants shall eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but you shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy afar, but you shall cry for sorrow afar, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And why you are going to wax for vexation of spirit? Because you are going to wish you had listened to what the man of the Lord had said. Okay, but instead now, there's a famine of the word that's going to be coming real soon, and you will not have that option. You will not have that option to repent. All you will have going for you is constant plague, sorrows, and tribulation. Okay, and I'll bring it out next time. Where basically the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is going to laugh. Okay, when you see your stress and your judgments come on you. Okay, like a whirlwind. And who's going to be laughing? That's going to be us. We're going to be cold as fuck. Just like you laugh and mock at us right now, how you go against us. We're gonna laugh at your ass. So you think we're gonna be like, oh, our people? No. The talk for our people is right now. Afterward, it's gonna be like, you're not our people. Fuck you, man. All right, Lord willing, that the Father close up by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.